We have 56 ethnic groups. We live together. So in China, we would like to build a harmonious society, a harmonious world, in the way that you have different culture, you have different civilization, you have different language, but we are all human beings. We can find a way to peacefully and politically solve our to maintain our differences, and to seek the common grounds. So there will be no power politics. As our Vice President Xi Jinping recently visited the United States, and he had a very good conversation with President Obama, and he put it in a way that the Pacific is big enough to hold China and the United States and some other countries. So it does not necessarily mean you have a stronger and richer China will squeeze out some others. So this is we try to say that we are neither going to develop ourselves in isolation. At the same time, when we participate in the world affairs, power politics is not in our dictionary, and we are not going to seek hegemony. Means we are not going to impose our will to anyone. And when we like to sit down like this to discuss things, and to see these different people coming together to find a common opportunities. Thank you very much. Yeah.
Thank you. Doctor. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency.
Yes.
And of course, thank you especially for saying that China is a developing country. This is very comforting and very reassuring for us. My question to you has to do also with the question that was raised by His Excellency Dr. Talal Abu-Ghazaleh about the hegemony. Now, of course, many strategic thinkers in the world are saying that China is the emerging power, is the new power. In few years, 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, China will be the supreme power of the world. First of all, is there some sort of thinking in China about this new emerging role? How do you see your role as the world leader? Does it entail with it economic responsibilities? This is question number one. Another quick question. I remember a few years ago at the University of Shanghai, a Chinese professor told me in Arabic that we want another Ibn Battuta to discover China again. He was referring to the Arab historian and travel writer who discovered China for the Arabs and wrote about it for the Arabs for the first time. As if he was saying that the Arabs do not understand China culturally and historically. Is that still the fact? What more can be done to let the Arabs understand China more from a historic and a cultural point of view? Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Sheridan. Yeah, come back to this Germany again. Yes, this is really also a good question. To that extent, to the way that China, how, as we get bigger, like you say in 10 or 20 years, China will be #1 by size, economically. Yes, China is learning, but China is a country really does not intend to seek sort of hegemonial role in the world. And what we are advocating politically is a cooperating partner. Number two, China also, as a developing country, even by 2020 or 2050, China is #1. We believe we still have a lot of things to learn from the rest of the world. Of course, meanwhile, we are also discovering that the rest of the world, we still, a lot of things we didn't know. And like what we have now here is our Arab people also found, as we get closer, we found each other we didn't know before. But that doesn't matter. The fact that what we are advocating is, we know from China's thousands of years experience, as I said, we have been living together with 50-some different people for so many years. I think one way we get from our historic experience is not one people suppress or invade another people. It is how people live together. In China, if you check up China's history and culture, even literature, one of the values and virtue Chinese people handed down from one generation is to another generation, is to tell people, even you are now stronger or better, you should have longer view and you should really have partners and friends. So put it in short, exactly 2,000 years ago, up to now, one of the philosophies in China concerning the governance of the countries and the relations between states, it's like for a power, it is not that you seek hegemony that you will survive. It is that you seek partnership that will last longer. So this is deep in China's cultural and historical blood. Another one is China. If you check up China's both the economic track of development, economic development, and China's political system, this is not politically, culturally, institutionally, not an aggressive country. Maybe sometimes too much reserved. If we err, we maybe err on too much inward looking instead of aggressiveness. And also, other countries can help. From Arab world and Asia and Europe, anywhere, and also to some extent, and TAG is doing a good job to promote this mutual understanding and mutual learning. I believe in this process, as what we are in our foreign policy advocate, we'd like to join our hands together with the rest of the world to build, per se, a harmonious world of lasting peace and common prosperity. We mean what we believe, we mean what we say, and we also mean what we really intended to do. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Do I see another hand here?
你好，我要用中文问你的问题。现在我们团队，你知道我们已经在中国10年，快要10年了，就从2003年。我要问你，你的，在你说法就是 阿拉伯公司在中国投资这10年